You are welcome to GMAETS 41's live class today. In this class, we are going to be continuing from the last class we had. And, all right, so you recall that in the previous class, I brought out power law of indices, and we had us treat that concept. We learned some vital things about power law of indices. So in this class, we are going to deal with questions, all right? Just questions. We're going to solve problems. So once again, welcome to this class. And once you join the class, you know what to do. You invite your friends, because there are many of your friends out there that need what we are about to deal with. Okay? So invite them, share the link to this class, and remember to like this class. Click on the like button, right? Of course, so that as you like this class, YouTube can recommend it to other scholars. You know that the class on indices targets usually students in grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. And of course, advanced level university, those in 100 level to be precise. So this is a topic with wide application or wide requirement with respect to level of learning. We're going to manage network situations as usual. In case network interrupts, you would want to be patient so that I boost the network as usual. Let us get to business. We have our very first question here. And the question number one here said, question 1. Simplify 5 to the power of x times 25 raised to the power of x minus 1 all over 125 raised to the power of x plus 1. We have options provided. I'll just dictate the options. You can follow through. Option A, 5 raised to the power 2x minus 1. Option B, 5 raised to the power x plus 2. Option C, 5 raised to the power minus 5. Option D, 5 raised to the power x plus 1. At this point, it is expected that you, dear students, have already learned the laws of indices, because on this channel, I have covered that. In our school, the GMAT 41 Special Science College, our physical school, we actually treated that also. So the laws of indices is very fundamental. We're going to use the laws of indices, of course, to solve this question. This particular question on the board, we shall use 2 approaches to solve it. I'll solve it by one method, the general method. And then I will show you a trick that you can use to solve it under exam situation so that you can be fast to get your answer. The question given to us here is 5 to the power of x times 25 to the power of x minus 1 all over 125 to the power of x plus 1. Take note, before you start solving a mathematical question or problem, before you start solving, you're expected to indicate your solution. Very important. Then if it is theory exam, you're expected to bring down the question given to you before you start solving. Take note, all these little things, they matter. We might neglect them, but your examiner may penalize you because of that. And here, it is my duty to explain or expose all these important things you need to do. So, by the general method, what we have to do is to observe this question and possibly ask yourself, all these other numbers that you have, the basis, 25, 125, can you break them down to have a base and a power? Can you break them down to have a base and a power? Very important. And here we have 5 raised to the power x. You can no longer break down this 5. You can no longer break it. 5 is the smallest prime number. In this case, if you're breaking this number down. So this 25 can be broken down to base 5 so that it will have the same base here. And this 125 can also be broken down to base 5. So we can use that knowledge to simplify this. What I'm saying is we are going to have 5 raised to the power x times this 25 will be written as 5 raised to the power 2. Now that power 2, using power law of indices, you know, if 25 is 5 raised to the power 2, that power 2 will multiply this x minus 1. So we're going to have power 2. Power 2 times this power x will give us 2x minus power 2 times this minus 1 will give us minus 2. So the network is interrupting a little like that. We shall manage. Okay, let's see. We shall manage the situation. All right. And then this is going to be all over. 125 can be broken down to 5 raised to power 3. Is that okay? That is why you should know your squares, your cube. Okay, square of a number, cube of a number, very important. At least know about, 2 raised to power 2 down to 2 raised to power 8, at least. Good. Then 3 raised to power 2, 3 raised to power 3, 3 raised to power 4, 3 raised to power 5, down to 3 raised to power 6, at least. Then that of 4, know it up to 4 raised to power 5. Then 5 raised to power 2, 5 raised to power 3, 5 raised to power 4, know it up to 5 raised to power 4 as well too. These terms are very important for you to take note of. So 125 is 5 raised to power 3. Because 5 in 3 places will give you 5 raised to, will give you 125. 5 times 5 times 5. So coming over here, if 125 is the same as 5 raised to power 3, remember you have power 3 now. That power 3 has to multiply this power x plus 1. 3 times x will give you 3x. Then plus 3 times 1 will give us what? 3. Good. I've broken this down. So if you look at what you have here, you have no choice other than using multiplication law of division for the numerator together with division law for the denominator. So this is going to give us, you have the same base 5 and they are being multiplied. According to multiplication law of indices, you pick one of the 5s and then you add their powers. This is going to be 5 raised to power, add this x to 2x minus 2. If you're adding x to 2x minus 2, x plus x will give you 3x. Then I have minus 2 because there's no like term there. For 2, there's no like term for it. This x, the like term is 2x, so you add them together. And then this is going to be over 5 to the power of x plus 3. This is a waste of time somehow. I'd have applied multiplication law of indices at the same time applying division law. But I just want to show you in step so that you can follow up. I'm trying to watch the network a bit. It's hanging, and I don't seem to understand. All right, let's move on. At this point, you notice that you have this base 5 in the numerator. You have base 5 in the denominator. So you pick one of the 5. Okay, so you pick one of the 5, subtract, or move the power of the denominator up. Let me use that word. If the power of the denominator is going up to this power, the signs will change. We've covered all of those on this channel. So this becomes 3x minus 2. This 3x will go up to become minus 3x because in the denominator it is positive. This plus 3 will go up to become minus 3. And it's not compulsory to show this. One could have worked it using the network of his or her brain. 3x minus 3x, you get 0, it goes off. Minus 2, this plus 3, if it goes up, it becomes minus 3. So minus 2 minus 3 will give you minus 5. So that all this would be, can conclude, 5 to the power of x times 25 to the power of x minus 1 all over 125 to the power of x plus 1. The result we give you, if you simplify this, you find out what you are going to get. 3x minus 3x is 0, it goes off. Minus 2 minus 2 will give you minus 5. So this is 5 raised to the power of minus 5. This is the answer. This is the answer. If you followed up the option, you would have heard when I read out a particular option that is 5 raised to power 5. Is that okay? I think from here, that is option C. 5 raised to the power minus 5. 5 raised to the power minus 5. Meanwhile, take note, although the option was given in this format, this is also the same as this negative index. So you take the reciprocal of the base, which is 1 over this base 5. Then the sign of the power will change. From minus, it will change to plus. So we are done solving this question, and I hope you followed through. Okay, I hope you followed through. We are moving on. What is an alternative way you could have used to solve this problem? What is an alternative way you could have used to solve this problem? Alternatively. Let me indicate alternatively. Alternatively. Whenever you see an indicial expression like this, whenever you see an indicial expression like this, where you have an unknown alphabet as power, when an alphabet exists as power, indicial expression, not equation. This is an expression. It's important for you as a student to know the difference between an expression and an equation. In an equation, you have equal to. In an expression, there is no equal to. So this is an expression. So if I give you an indicial expression, and then you observe that the powers have, all these alphabets. The power contains alphabet and unknown. You can decide to select the unknown to be equal to 0. So I have something like this. So under objective situation, CBT case, this is the best thing you have to do, the alternative method. You can say let x be equal to 0. Select that value, x equal to 0. X equal to 0 straight on. Okay? And then come to the problem given to you and fix 0 for x. So here you have 5 raised to the power x, then times 25 raised to the power 0 minus 1, all over, you come over here, 125, 0 plus 1. This will now be equal to 5 raised to the power 0 is 1, times this is going to give you 25 to the power of minus 1, because 0 minus 1 will give you minus 1. Network seems to be interfering too much. Don't know, it's hanging. It's hanging. Just keeps hanging. Let's see where we are. Permit me to check through the camera, please. Okay. The network is just hanging. You can see, I don't know. Okay, it's turning. And once this is happening, I have to be patient a bit. Okay. All right. So we move. You have to divide this by 0 plus 1 will give you 1. So 125 raised to the power 1 is 125. Good. So look at this. 125 and this 25 can be broken down to a given base. This 25 is 5 raised to the power 2. Have that in mind. 25 alone is 5 raised to the power 2. This 125 is 5 raised to the power 3. So I can rewrite this as 1 times any term is that term. So this is 5 to the power of 2. That 2 will multiply this power minus 1 using power law of indices. I've treated all of those. So you're going to have minus 2 as power, divide by 5 raised to the power 3. And then you can now apply division law of indices. Pick one of the 5. Write the power of the numerator, then take the power of the denominator up. If this power of the denominator 3 is going up, the sign will change. This network, you've got to calm down, please. If this power 3 is going up, the sign will change. Here it is positive. So going up, it will become negative. Okay? If this 3 goes up, it will become minus 3. If it were to be minus under here, if it goes up, it will become plus 3. So this becomes minus 2 plus 3. Is it plus? No. Minus 2 minus 3. because it is positive under here. If it goes up, it will become plus. The network is just trying to distract me unnecessarily, and I hate it. Okay, so from here, we simplify the power. -2 - 3 will give you -5. So as before, you have the same result, answer. So this is the general method. This is just a shortcut for any such problem. Whenever you have alphabet as power in an indicial expression, just fix 0 for that alphabet and then simplify. Fix 0 in place of that alphabet, and then you do what? Simplify whatever you have there. So we are done solving the first question. This network is just messing up. All right, I hope you followed through. Let x equal to 0. Okay, so this is the fastest approach to solving this question. We are going to wipe the board and then move on to question number 2. No time. We're going to look at question number 2. I will have to boost the network a bit. Don't know, let me check. The network seems to be cool from the camera. Okay, let's move on. We'll continue to manage. Like I said, although these things could be frustrating sometimes, but unfortunately for network, I don't get frustrated. That's the sad thing. You know, that's the saddest thing for the network. Once the situation is getting bad, GMAETS 41 simply gets tougher. Question 2. I'm going to copy the question on the board as usual. We've got this. Evaluate 81 raised to the power of 3 over 4 minus 27 raised to the power of 1 over 3. We are going to divide this by 3 times 2 to the power of 3. And I'm going to dictate the options out for you. Option A is 1. Option B, 1 over 8. Option C, 3. All right, so still battling with network as usual. And of course, there is no giving up because we have to get to the end of the class. We have to get to the end of the class. Let's see what we've got. I just boosted the network so I can continue from where we stopped. I've just solved this question. Look at it. After evaluating, we got 1 as the answer. We got 1 as the answer. So let me see and be sure that it's happening here. All right. I hope the solution to that question number 2, you followed up. If network cut you off, then you have to manage. That is the situation. All right, let us move on to our next question. Number 3. Remember, we are just solving question, 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 and question on indicial expression. This will take us to question number 3. What do we have here? Question 3. By the way, this question we solved. The correct option from here is option A, because the option A is 1. If you followed up when I read the option, you would have heard that. So let us move on to another question, and I'm going to be pretty fast this time around, okay? I'm going to be fast. If you still have problems with the laws of indices, please make sure you take the lecture videos on the laws of indices. Here on this channel, you have them, okay? Subscribe if you are yet to subscribe. After you click the subscription icon, you would see a notification bell. Click on that notification bell and select all, so that anytime I come on live or I upload any lecture video, you will be the first person to be notified by YouTube. Is that okay? So you can connect. All right. We have pre-recorded video lessons also. Go through the GMAETS 41's playlist on this channel, so you can take so many, of the lectures we have there. Become a channel member. All right. Join on the platinum or diamond level to get access to all the lecture works on this channel on math, physics, chemistry, and of course, biology is kicking off soon. This week, we're going to have biology class. Of course, a video lesson will be uploaded tomorrow on biology from the first topic of biology, okay? Classification of living things. You're going to see a work on it. So make sure you become a channel member so you don't miss out on anything at all. The wonderful content from this channel. And those of you in Oka, Anambra State, you can apply for the GMAETS 41's, apply to the GMAETS 41 Special Science College. Yes, join our schools, our physical school in Oka, okay, so that you will be coached to speak and breathe science. We are looking at example 3. We are asked to simplify 16 all over 81 raised to the power of 1 over 4. Then we're dividing this by 9 over 16 raised to the power of minus 1 over 2. Please, I am going to be pretty fast in solving this question. Okay, so if you know that you're having challenges, make sure you follow us. We have a timetable: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I always come on live by 8 o'clock p.m. West African time, Nigerian time specifically, okay? So if you don't want to miss out on all these things, make sure you follow up with our classes. Not when you come and join us anytime and then you are confused. That wouldn't be good, So we move. This is 16 over 81, all to the power of 1 over 4, divided by 9 over 16 to the power of minus 1 over 2. This is going to be equal to, here, you can take the 4th root of 16 and also take the 4th root of 81. Remember, I told you if you have a fractional power, the law says you should take the denominator root of the base. The base is 16 over 81. So I can decide to convert this into 4th root of this whole term. And in fact, that is what I'm going to do, because here I decided to use a different approach, where I broke down these numbers to a particular base raised to a given power. This time around, I just want to go straight and find the root of this 16 over 81. But that root is going to be 4th root. So I am going to have something like 4th root of 16 over 81. Everything raised to power 1, because you have numerator here to be power 1. It's a waste of time writing 1 here. Anything raised to power 1 is that term. I just have to write it here so that you can follow through with what I am doing. This network again. It's hanging. I don't know from your own end what is happening. Because it is hanging, I have to boost. I have to boost it. I have to boost, the network. I have to boost the network, okay? Please be patient. Let me boost the network. All right. So I've taken the 4th root. Now, I want to maintain this division sign. There is a reason. I could have changed it to multiplication immediately, since this is a fraction, so that I can inverse. But hey, hold on. There is something here. Once a base is raised to a negative power, you are expected to take the inverse. Is it inverse? Yeah, the reciprocal of that base. And reciprocal of anything is 1 over that thing. Am I communicating right? But this is the quickest thing to do, the fastest thing to do here. What you should know. When you have a fraction raised to a negative power, turn that fraction upside down, inverse it. Then the negative power will change to positive. So that this term you are seeing will now become 16 all over 9, and then I'm raising it to power half. And of course, power half means you'll be taking the second root of this whole base, the second root. And second root simply means square root. Second root simply means square root. What is happening? This network is just, permit me, let me boost it. The board is blurred somehow. It's blurred. It is working here. Okay, goodness, Israel, thank you very much for letting me know that it's working there. So it could be maybe the network powering this particular device. I don't know. That is why you friends have to be telling me what is happening, so I don't overwaste time trying to check network and other things. So whenever I raise concern about network, help me out there. If it is okay at your end, please, let's move on, okay? Now, this is going to be, I'll maintain this, nothing is there, and I would have the fourth root of this 10 will give you fourth root of 16. Ask yourself, which number will you multiply by itself 4 times to get 16? Which number would you have arranged in 4 places and then you multiply them? And I think the answer is 2, because if you have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, you get 16. All these secrets I'm exposing to you, make sure you have them in mind. If you hear all these roots, this, square root of this, cube root of that, fourth root of this, fifth root of that, the root of any number, the answer is the number you will multiply by itself, the nth root times. So if I have fourth root of a number, the answer would be the number I will multiply by itself 4 times. If you have cube root of a number, so get the answer is that number you multiply by itself 3 times, because we are talking about cube root. If it is square root, you talk about the number you multiply by itself how many times? 2 times. By the way, take note. You see this raised to power half. This 10 is already square root of this whole thing. In fact, let me show it to you. Fourth root of 16 all over 81. Then divided by, you come over to this is square root. Because for square root, you have invisible 2 here. Invisible 2 inside this root sign. Then 16 over 9. Don't forget why 16 went up and 9 came down. Because the power here is what? A negative power. All these little things, very important. They are the key things you want to take note of. Maths is very simple. But although you know, like I say, it helps to build your brain. That's why you don't joke with it. It helps you to think fast, to resolve problems. Fourth root of 16 will give you 2 all over. Fourth root of 81, you ask yourself, which number will you multiply by itself 4 times to get 81? And 3 is the number. If you have 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 9 is 81. So fourth root of 81 will give you 3. If you don't want to solve this thing using root power law, because what I am doing here is direct root power law. This network will be calm, please. It is just hanging and hanging from here. I just hope it's not disturbing you, friends. To just hang and move, hang and move. Okay, let's go. If I come to this particular term, this is square root of 16, square root of 9. And square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 9 is 3. Because you're talking of a number you will multiply by itself 2 times to get these guys. If you have 4 times 4, 4 times 4, you get 16. So square root of 16 is 4. Square root of 9 is 3. The reason I'm explaining this is for you friends, anyone out there connected to this class that does not know about all these things. Get to know it. This is also one among the many reasons why GMAT 41 always emphasizes on the importance of multiplication. Because all these things is multiplication that helps us to know about that. Okay, so square root of this, like I said, is 4. Square root of this is 3. But I don't want to show this like this. And let's move on straight. I want to do something to this division. This is a fraction. This is a fraction. Or should I still maintain the division and write this? Okay, no problem. 4 over 3. Good. Now, at this point, you need to change this division to multiplication. And to do that, you have to inverse this second fraction. So this becomes 2 over 3 times 3 over 4. You can now reduce your fraction. on the GMAT 41's basic class channel, the channel dedicated to our basic scholars, those in basic 4 to basic 9 or grade 4 to grade 9. I am teaching them reduction of fraction right now, right? We just finished reduction of fraction on Saturday on that channel. You can subscribe to that channel as well too to build yourself from basic maths, because soon I wouldn't be taking my time to be over explaining all these things step by step. Go learn that from that channel. The name of the channel is GMAT 41 Basic Class Channel. The GMATs together with 41, there is no hyper sound like this. GMAT and 41 together. No, this thing like hyphens, a hyper sound. So basic class, GMAT 41 basic class. Let's go. These 3 would divide this 3, you get 1, 1. Okay, then this 2 will divide itself, you get 1. 2 will divide this 4, you get 2. If 3 divide 3, you get 1. 3 divide this 3, you get 1. We can now conclude, therefore, the question given to us, 16 all over 81 to the power of 1 over 4 divided by 9 over 16 raised to the power of half is equal to, is it raised to the power of half or minus half? Minus half raised to the power of minus 1 over 2 is equal to, look at the final thing we have here. This is 1 over 2, you know, because 1 times 1 will give you 1, 1 times 2 will give you 2. So this becomes 1 over 2 as your answer. So we are done with this. So I'm taking my time breaking all these stuff, because I know that there are some of you friends that is just, or that are just in basic, is it basic or grade 10? Yeah, you're just entering grade 10. In Nigeria here, we call it SS1. So all these little details, I'm taking my time to show you. Make sure you activate. If you're having problems with basic maths, if you're having problems in basic maths, go and subscribe right away also to GMAT 41 basic class, because there I guide you and improve your knowledge on basic maths, so that all these other works we are doing here, it will be fast for you to understand and follow up. Because like I said, I'll be increasing my speed now. I'll be increasing my speed and not showing a lot of things. And not showing a lot of things. Those are things we're doing to waste much time. You see this question, I converted it from fractional index, from fractional power, from fractional exponent. I changed it to root power law. That is why you are seeing all this root sign. I can decide not to change it to this root sign. I might just decide to solve directly the way I solved for question number 2. How? This 16, I'll break it down to 2 raised to power 4. This 81, I'll break it to 3 raised to power 4. Then this power outside will be distributed to each of them. So you have 2 raised to power 4, raised to power 1 over 4. The 4 will cancel out. You have 2 here. And then this denominator, 3 raised to power 4, then that power 4, 3 raised to power 4, raised to power 1 over 4, because this 1 over 4 will distribute to both of them. And the 3 raised to power 4 and power 1 over 4, the 4 will cancel, you'll be left with 3, which will give you 2 over 3. Look at it here. With good knowledge of multiplication, this question, you can just simply solve it in 2 steps highest. In 2 steps highest. Without wasting all this time. And let me quickly show you. See, 16 over 81 to the power of 1 over 4 divided by 9 over 16 to the power of minus 1 over 2. You are solving this if you're in an exam hall. Immediately work this thing out. This is 2 raised to power 4. That power 4 will multiply 1 over 4 so that the 4 will cancel automatically. This is equal to 2 in the numerator all over. 81 is 3 raised to power 4. That 3 raised to power 4 will be raised to power 1 over 4. The power 4 of that 3 will multiply 1 over 4. 4 will cancel. You'll be left with what? 3. Come to this term. With the network of your brain, activate it once. No time. Reason is that there are some exams where you meet this type of questions in objective case. That is CBT cases. The question I just read out to you have, options. Especially now that most of our exams in Nigeria now have been transformed to CBT. So you want to be very fast and good at all of this. One of the key secrets is having excellent knowledge of what? Multiplication. So coming over here, I have told you already, at least you're in the class, and so you are learning this. This network is still hanging and hanging and hanging again. You are in the class as I am explaining this to you, that anytime a fractional base is carrying a negative power, remember that negative power can be changed to positive power. But for that to happen, the denominator of the base will go up and the numerator of the base will do what? Come down. So already you know that this term you have here is 16 over 9 raised to power 1 over 2. The minus will no longer be there. You have that in mind. 16 over what? 9, because this will go up, this will come down, and the negative sign will disappear. So you have divided by, come over to this, you have 16 over 9, all raised to power what? Half. Which is the same as square root of 16 over 9, you have 4 over 3. Or rather, if you want to go to break these things down to their base, this 16 on top is 4 raised to power 2. 16 on top is 4 raised to power 2. I am using 4 raised to power 2 instead of 2 raised to power 4 because the base, is it a base or the denominator of this power is 2. So I need to break down this 16 that is on top now to a base that will give it power 2. So that power 2 will cancel these 2 out here. Are you seeing the trick? So we have 16 over 9 raised to power 1 over half. Because I've inversed, this minus will disappear. That 16, I am going to work it as 4 raised to power 2. That power 2, if you distribute this external power to it, you have power 2 times power 1 over 2. 2 will cancel. You'll be left with what? 4 over. Remember that 9 is under. And then 9 raised to power half. That 9 is 3 square. 9 is 3 square. So it's going to be 3 square raised to power half. That square, which is the power 2, we cancel that over 2, denominator of 2 in the power. You'll be left with what? 3. You'll be left with 3. So all these things, if you've trained yourself, especially having excellent knowledge of multiplication, at least from 2 to 9 times table, there are a lot of things you would do in math and calculation subjects. As a matter of fact, you've conquered anything calculation subject if you have excellent knowledge of multiplication, just from 2 to 9 times table. Like I've always said that if you work on that, come to this channel, you would see it yourself. Now look at 2 divided by 2 over 3 divided by 4 over 3. We can simply do 3 divided by 3, you get 1 under. 2 divided by 4, we have 2 over 4. And 2 over 4 will give you 1 over 2. But of course, for you not to get confused, we can still maintain the same thing. In the second line, this is going to be 2 over 3 times 3 over 4. This will go off. This is 1. This is 2. You have 1 over 2. So you really don't need all this, lengthy stuff. You don't. If it is a CBT case. But of course, here, this is a full online school. You are being taught step by step to understand details. All these other shortcuts, avoiding unnecessary things. On your own, you can determine them. Are you following, right? But sometimes we'll always have classes where I do that. Let us look at this next question. That takes us to question number 4. Remember, we are solving questions, all right? We are solving problems on indicial expression. And now this is the question. Simplify 9 raised to the power of 1 over 3 times 27 to the power of minus 1 over 2, all over 3 to the power of minus 1 over 6, okay, and then times 3 to the power of minus 2 over 3. Now listen to the options. Option A is 1 over 3, option B is 1, option C is 3, option D is 9. I'll do some crazy things about this question that we're not going to waste time on it. Like I said, all these things on indices, they are things you play with. But please, the first thing, it is a must, if you must succeed in solving problems on indices, you must know the laws of indices very well. We've treated that. Then, of course, have excellent knowledge of multiplication, at least from 2 to 9 times table. Solution. Now we are given 9 to the power of 1 over 3 times 27 to the power of minus 1 over 2 all over 3 to the power of minus 1 over 6 and then times 3 to the power of minus 2 over 3. This will be equal to, before I start solving, let me warn against some things that some people used to write. You are dealing with something that has power. Imagine this 9 raised to power 1 over 3. You now write it as 9. Your raised to power 1 over 3, you now write it like this. This thing is wrong. If I'm your teacher and I say this, I will fail you immediately. You should know very well that if you are writing power, power is written on top. Power, the level you write that power is not the same level as the base. Imagine somebody writing 27 raised to power minus 1 over 2, and you write it as 27 raised to power minus 1 over 2 like this. If I'm your teacher and I say this, I would penalize you. I will punish you for that. But of course, I would have to teach you first and warn you not to do that. So if you used to write power on the same line as the base or in any way close to the level of the base, avoid it, please. Always write your power very clear, above, on top of the base. So we go. Now, this 9 raised to 1 over 3, because you have over 3, it is the same as cube root of 9. Cube root of the base 9. Unfortunately, 9 does not have cube root, except if you get the answer in decimal, which you warrant using calculator. Sadly, you are not allowed to do that. These things don't get their answers in decimal. So you cannot go and take cube root of 9. It's not done. And there is no way you can break down this base 9 to have a power of 3. There is no number you can write raised to power 3 to get 9. Am I communicating? There's a reason I'm explaining all of this. Because some of these questions we've solved already. You observe that we could find the 4th root directly, the cube root directly. Are you getting the square root directly? Here you can't do that. 9 does not have a cube root. So how do you now handle this? Think of how you can break down 9. Yeah, 9 can be broken down to 3 raised to power 2. 9 is 3 raised to power 2. So you follow up. 3 raised to power 2 represent that 9. That power 2, we multiply this power 1 over 3. So you have something like 3 raised to power 2 in brackets, raised to power 1 over 3. That power 2, we multiply that 1 over 3 to give you 2 over 3. So this term you are seeing here is simply 3 raised to power 2 over 3. Come over to this times, look at this term. This is just like writing square root of 27 raised to power minus 1, because the denominator of the fractional power is 2, and 2 is square root, as in raised to power 1 over 2. That 2 is second root of the base. But 27 does not have a square root. So you can't go directly to break this thing down using square root. You can't. Unfortunately, there is no way you can write 27 to have a base and power 2. So that power 2 will cancel this one. It's not done. So you just find the normal idea of how to break down 27 to a base. And 27 can be broken down to base 3. 3 raised to power 3. 3 raised to power 3 will give you 27. Now, power 3. That power 3 will multiply this power minus 1 over 2. If 3 multiplies minus 1 over 2, the 3 will multiply this minus 1, you will get minus 3, then over 2. This is what you're meant to do. Now you observe that I did not just jump into this question and start breaking this thing down to base 3, base 3. I told you why I had to do that. I noticed that this, you cannot get cube root of 9. Here, you cannot get square root of 27. If it was possible that I can get the cube of 9, I could have gone straight. I wouldn't be punishing myself talking of still maintaining the power, breaking to base. No. Let us assume that what I have here is 1 over 2. 1 over 2, I could have gotten square root of 9 directly. And let us assume that this thing is 27 raised to power 1 over 3. That over 3, I could have gotten the cube root of 27, because 27 has a cube root. It's equal to 3. So this will become 3 raised to power minus 1. But unfortunately for this question, 9 does not have a cube root. 27 does not have a square root. So you just break them down to their lowest base, lowest prime base, because these are prime numbers as much as possible. I hope you're following what I'm explaining, right? So you know why at this point for this question, we cannot do what we had been doing. Look at this particular question. I solved for the 4th root of this 16 directly, and I got 2. 4th root of 81 directly, and I got what? 3. Because these things, they have 4th roots, they have a 4th root. This one has square roots, this one has square roots. Which was why I went directly here. You can't do that. Take notes. So you want to know the reason for why a particular thing cannot apply to a particular question. Now look at this denominator. Let me still maintain it as 3 to the power of minus 1 over 6 times 3 to the power of minus 2 over 3. Now this is going to be equal to, you apply your laws of indices. Now observe, this is base 3. This is base 3. You are multiplying both of them. What do? Pick one of the base. Pick one of the base here, and then do what? Add their powers. That is what multiplication of indices say you should do. Anytime you are multiplying the same base, the law states multiplication of indices. When the same bases are being multiplied, pick one of the base and add their powers. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to do that here because here we also have base 3, base 3. I hope you're following, right? But can I do this thing once again? Because I am tempted to do it once. Because in the denominator, I also have base 3. And for that reason, we can also apply division law automatically to this question. And what does division law of indices state? It says that if you are dividing the same base on top, the base you have is the same as the base you have under. You can see black marker. You are dividing them. Pick one of them and then take one of the power to meet the other one. Usually we take the power of the denominator to meet the one in the numerator, although it is not by force. You can pull the one from the numerator down as well too. But let's not go into that for this class yet, okay? So since if I pick one of the base here and add the powers, I'll have only 1 3 as base in the numerator. In the denominator, I'll also pick one of the base, and add the powers because of these times and the base are the same. So this will be 3 raised to power something, 3 raised to power something. 3 in the numerator, 3 in the denominator. I can apply division law. All this grammar I'm speaking on that thing is not absolutely necessary. This is just simply what I'm saying. We can just write this as pick one of the 3 in the numerator, add their powers. If you're adding the power, you have 2 over 3. If you add minus 3 over 2, plus minus, we change to minus. So here is going to be minus 3 over 2. Then watch. Since I am dividing by base 3 as well too. Since I'm dividing by base 3, all you just have to do, since you've picked one of these 3, of all these 3s, you pick one of them, the powers on that will go up. So minus 1 over 3 will go up. If it is going up, it will change to plus 1 over 3. Sorry, 1 over 6 rather. Minus 1 over 6 will go up. It will change to plus 1 over 6. Then minus 2 over 3 will go up. It will change to plus 2 over 3. Get this done once. This will now be equal to 3. You now work out the LCM of the powers. Look at the denominator. 3, 2, 6, 3. What is the LCM? In our basic channel, GMAETS 41 basic class, I have taught this concept of LCM. The LCM here is 6. If you look at the smaller numbers, they can divide the bigger ones without remainder. Therefore, the LCM is going to be the bigger number. So this becomes 6. You can write the LCM 6. 3 raised to power, you now have your 6. You know how you used to do it. 6 divided by 3 will give you 2. 2 times 2 will give you 4. 6 divided by 2 will give you 3, right? Good. 3 times 3 will give you 9. Already you have minus here, so you put a minus, you write 9. 6 divided by 6 will give you 1. 1 times 1 will give you 1. And before this fraction, you have plus here. So this is plus. 6 divided by 3 will give you 2. 2 times 2 will give you 4. So this is plus 4. Tomorrow being Tuesday, I am going live on GMAETS 41 basic class channel. That's the name of the channel I've told you. The GMAETS, there is no hyphen there. Just write it one, GMAETS 41. That tomorrow in the basic class, we have addition and subtraction of fractions. Whenever you are adding and subtracting fractions, you go through LCM. You can join that class in order to learn more so that you don't come to this senior channel, because this channel is for senior level of learning. Grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, university, 100 level, 200 level, and 300 level as well. So this channel is meant for that. So if you're still having problems with some of all this basic knowledge, make sure you follow GMAETS on that channel. Go and subscribe right now. Tomorrow by 7:30 p.m. we have addition and subtraction fraction. Follow and learn certain trick, all right, and fast way of handling fractions. So from here, we are going to work out the whole numerator. If you work it out quickly, 4 plus 4 here will give you 8. 8 plus 1 will give you 9. 9 minus 9 will give you 0. So this whole numerator is 0. 0 over 6 will give you 0. 0 divided by any number that is not 0. 0 divided by any number, but that any number should not be 0. Are you getting me right? 0 divided by any number, the answer will be 0. So this whole power is 0. This becomes 3 raised power 0, and 3 raised power 0 is 1. So I've shown you all the step works, you know. You can now conclude. Therefore, 1 over 6. Sorry, I'm trying to squeeze this here. All right, then times 3 to the power of minus 2. I think I'll have to write out the result there. Anyway, but I'm sorry about that. Therefore, 9 to the power of 1 over 3 times 27 to the power of minus 1 over 2. Divide all of this by 3 to the power of minus 1 over 6 times 3 to the power of minus 2 over 3. Your result is going to be equal to 1. Equal to 1 answer. Good. So that is that for that question. Let me see some of your comments. Good evening, sir. Oh, Gift, how are you? Thank you very much for wishing me more strength. I appreciate that. I hope you are doing very fine. All right. Testimony, you're welcome to join the class. Colina Kabinga, you're welcome to join the class. I hope you friends are learning. I hope you are learning. Please go and subscribe to GMAT 41 Basic Class channel. Go and subscribe to that channel. Let me check that the right-hand side has not cut off from your view, okay? It is still showing. We have a little time to round off this class, so let us utilize it. We are almost 1 hour gone. This class is meant to be at most 1 hour 30 minutes. Our online classes is usually 1 hour 30 minutes at most, except if network misbehaves. In fact, this class is supposed to be highest 1 hour. But within 30 minutes, I can even solve up to like 10 questions on indicial expression. But most times I try to calm down to make sure each person is being carried along. And this is one unique thing about GMAT 41. Like I said, the GMAT 41 has established GMAT 41 Special Science College, a physical school. We thought it wise to go a step further. Yes, so as to help your friends. All right, in Oka, Anambra State, you can contact GMAT in Oka in order to get registered with our school. There we breathe and speak science. No time. We'll make you love science. The school or the college is only for those in senior secondary school, grade 10, grade 11, grade 12. We are going to approach your academic works in an unmatched way, something that no one has ever imagined. Yes, our God and helper Jehovah, who always causes to become, who gives the necessary strength and wisdom, is going to make this happen. You won't want to miss out if you are in this level of learning. Please make sure you get registered with us. Make inquiries about the classes, all right? Let us pick our next question. Let us pick our next question. The network is disturbing a bit. Now look at this particular question we are asked to simplify this. Question 5. Question 5. Let me boost the network a bit. Think it's hanging now, you can say. A lot of things I'm trying to do. Let me boost it, please. Just be a bit patient because the network is messing up. All right, question number 5. Now question number 5 goes this way. This is a crucial hour. I've noticed usually that once it is 9 p.m. to 10, within that time, network is usually very down here. All right, so we'll just do a wrap up. Okay, this is a class of 8 o'clock to 9:30 p.m. Let's do a wrap up the class. Let's solve this guy and see. Let's solve this. Please, we've touched some basic or core indicial equation problem. We have 0.008 to the power of minus 1 over 3. To the power of minus 1 over 3, then times this is 0.16 to the power of minus 3 over 2. So this is equal to, it's a fast one, nothing is there, okay? Nothing is there in the question. Anytime you have all these decimal numbers, you have to convert them to whole numbers. Basically, to do this, you need to express this to be a number divided by, all these multiples of 10. So like in this case, if you move this point from here, 1, 2, and 3, this will become 8 all over. Since I moved the point 3 times, it's going to be all over 1, then you attach 3 zeros. 1, 2, and 3. 8 all over 1 and 3 zeros. Now, this is going to be raised to the power of minus 1 over 3. Then times, come over here and do the same thing. Move your point 1 and 2. You get 16 all over 1. I move the point 2 times, so you attach to 0, which is going to be 100. And then this is going to be in brackets minus 3 over 2. So we have this to be equal to, now let us activate the network of our brain. You can do this. You can do this. Like I said, just the knowledge of multiplication. Excellent knowledge. I always sing this on my channels. Excellent knowledge. Even our students in the GMAT 41 Special Science College, though they're in senior class, I always sing that. You don't play with your multiplications. It's going to help you out to play with all your calculation works. This guy is raised to power minus something. Because of the negative power, you have to inverse this fraction. 1,000 will go up, 8 will come down. Take note. So that this negative power will disappear. So this term you are seeing here is 1,000 over 8 raised to power 1 over 3. And 1 over 3, is cube root. You come here, this is going to be 100 will go up, 16 will come down. So that gives us 100 over 16 raised to the power of this minus will disappear. You have 3 over 2. I know over 2 is square root of the base raised to the power of 3. Why this one will be cube root of the base raised to the power of what? 1. But because these two guys are carrying minus minus, you must interchange the numerator and denominator position of the base. Am I communicating? So what is GMAT 41 saying here? This is simply 1,000 over 8. Now, that 1,000, take the cube root. If you take the cube root of 1,000, you will get 10. Because 1,000 is 10 raised to power 3. That power 3 will multiply 1 over 3. The 3 will cancel. You'll be left with what? 10. Then 8 is under. 8 has a cube root. Cube root of 8 is 2. Because 2 times 2 times 2 will give you 8. Otherwise, you can still decide to write that 8 as 2 raised to power 3. That power 3 will multiply power 1 over 3. The 3 will cancel out. You'll be left with what? 2. Which means that this whole term you are seeing here is simply 10 over 2. Follow up with what I've explained and work it out. You can do it. Trust this thing you have here called brain. Our God and Helper Jehovah has done wonders there, and never underestimate it. At the end of this class, a copy of this live class will be made available. So if you are lost in what I just explained, come back and replay it, okay? So this whole term you have here, like I said, is 10 over 2, and 10 over 2 will give you what? 5. All right, it's simple. I've told you for this minus to disappear, so you get a positive power. This 1,000 will go up, 8 will come down. Then you find cube root of 10 of 1,000, which will give you 10. Cube root of 8 is 2. 10 over 2 will give you 5. Then times, repeat the same thing here. Remember, for this minus to disappear, or per se, because this is negative index, 100 will go up, 16 will come down. This minus will disappear to become positive 3 over 2. Then find square root of 100. Square root of 100 is 10. Find square root of 16 in the denominator. Square root of 16 is 4. But take note that this whole term will be raised to power 3. Because if you are converting this thing to root power law, let me just show you. It is the same as square root of 16 over, square root of 100 over 16. All of this will be raised to power 3. The square root is because of this denominator 2. Denominator 2 as power simply means square root. Then once you're done with converting to fractional index, is it fractional or root power law rather, raise everything to the power of the numerator. So that is it. There is nothing that is there. Like I said, you don't need all these things to be done. With the network of your brain, you can actually work them out. I've already analyzed them. So 100 goes up, 16 comes down, square root of 100 is 10. That 10 raise it to power 3. But before raising to power 3, just still hold on. You have 10 in the numerator, 16 is under, square root of 16 is 4. 10 over 4 will give you what? 2 can reduce, 5 over 2. So that 5 over 2 raise it to power 3. 5 raised to power 3 will give you 125. 125 all over. Then you have 2, right? Sorry, you have 4 raised to power 3. 4 raised to power 3 is 64. 4 raised to power 3 is what? 64. Yeah, I guess so, right? 4 raised to power 3. You have 16 times 4. That is 64. That's what you're going to get there. That's what you're going to get there. Right? And then you can simplify anything that has to be simplified. I don't think any term can divide this again. I don't think that. Right? I don't think that. Nothing can reduce. So you just have to multiply this and divide by 64. So always remember this principle. And of course, I hope you followed up with what I just explained here. But this is the work. This guy you are seeing is 1000 over 8. Raise it to power 1 over 3. Take cube root of 1000, you get 10. Take cube root of 8, you get 2. 10 over 2 will give you 5. Come over here. You have 100 goes up, this come down. So 100 all over 16. Then it will be raised to power 3 over 2. Take square root of 100, you get 10. Take square root of 16, you get 4. Raise it to power 3. Raise it to power 3. Okay, so 10 raised to power 3. But before then, you can reduce this 10 and this 4. 2 can divide this, you have 5. If 2 divides, 2 can divide this, you have 2. 5 raised to power 3 will give you 125. And then 2 raised to power 3. Okay, 2 raised to power 3. This is 2. This is 2 raised to power 3. There's an error here. 2 raised to power 3. 2 raised to power 2 is going to give you 8. I made a mistake here. This is 8. Yeah, this is 8. Because when I found square root of 16, I got 4, and that 4 reduced 10. Good. So you have 8. You can now multiply this and divide by this. Nothing can reduce this term anymore. Nothing. Because nothing can reduce it, you can just multiply out straight. 5 times this will give you what? Let's see. 5 times this is going to give you 25, 5 to 10, 12, right, to move 1, and then 6 to 5, right, 6 to 5. So this is 6 to 5 divided by 8. And nothing can reduce. You can put them, or you can put that expression there in mixed fraction. Of course, it's all dependent on what you have in the option. It's all dependent on what you have in the option. Now listen to option A. Option A is 625 over 8. Option B is 8 over 625. Option C is 1 over 8. And option D is 8. So of course, the option we have here is 625 over 8, which is option A here. So we are done with this. Let's take our last question supposedly, okay? Let's take our last question. Remember, like I said, it is meant to be a 1 hour, 30 minutes class at most. And I think we are almost there. Most times it's network that actually takes our time up to this point, because by the time I always talk of what the network is doing, boosts, do this and that, time will just keep going. All right, guys, we are going to deal with this particular question. I'm going to deal with this particular question. The question reads, simplify the cube roots of cube roots of 64 r raised to the power of minus 6, all in brackets, raised to the power of half. Are you scared of this? It's 1 plus 1, nothing is there. So you're asked to simplify this. Now we have cube roots of this whole term, and then everything raised to the power 1 over 3. Cube roots, open bracket 64, r to the power of minus 6, and then to the power of half. That's what we have. Now, I want you to see this. You can rewrite this expression as, I had told you already that power distributes over multiplication and division. This is 64 times r raised to the power of minus 6. And you have these powers here. This power can distribute over them. If I'm the one handling this, say in examination hall, this is what I would do. This roots power you are seeing here, I will change it to fractional index. You know, in the laws of indices, root power law changes to fractional index, and fractional index can also change to root power. This question, your examiner gave it as root power. Like I said, for me, I will rewrite this thing as 64r to the power of minus 6, all in bracket. Cube root means over 3. That is to say, this cube root and this 3 will come to power here and go as denominator. So this whole term you are seeing will now become, if the cube root goes over here, it's going to be 1 over 6. It's going to be what? 1 over 6. Let me show you that just for you to see. It's not necessary, but look at what I'm saying. This is raised to power half on its own. Then the cube root means 1 over 3. Cube root is 1 over 3. Now, you have two powers here, multiply them. 1 times 1 will give you 1. 2 times 3 will give you 6. So you now have 1 over 6. And that is what I want to do here. If I remove this cube root, converting from root power to fractional index, this whole thing is going to be, I won't show it to you like this. I've already shown you, so you see it. I'll work it out and just write 1 over 6. I've got no time, so we can just round off and close for today. Remember our classes, our online class, live online class holds on Mondays, on Wednesdays, and on Fridays. Time, 8 p.m. The highest, 9:30 p.m. 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Nigerian time, West African time. Okay? That does not mean that it's only that day you see academic work on this channel. Academic work always appears on this channel, but I'm talking of our live online class. We have pre-recorded videos that can be uploaded. That's why I told you subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and then turn on the notification bell. After you subscribe, you turn on the notification bell, select all. If you click on that notification bell, a menu will appear. Select all. You see all personalized and 1 or 2 other write-ups or something. Select all. So that anytime I upload anything or I come on live, you will be the first person to be notified by YouTube that you should come and learn. And then support this channel, please. You can become a channel member on Platinum or on Diamond. Platinum is 2,000 Naira monthly. Diamond is 4,000 Naira monthly. The higher the package you join us on, the more benefit you get on this channel. Okay? With the Diamond level, you access all the works on this channel. Platinum level, you access some, and you'll be restricted from some. You can also decide to send us a one-time support using the super chat or super thanks icon. Below any of our video, you have thanks, super thanks. You have the thanks. If you click on it, you have the opportunity of supporting GMAETS 41 with anything that is convenient for you. And I will gratefully appreciate. Let us move on. I've said this already, what you have to do. And then this is equal to, let us distribute this power to these guys. This is 64 times r raised to power minus 6, everything raised to power 1 over 6. Applying power law of indices, this is 64 to the power of 1 over 6 times r to the power of minus 6, then raised to the power of 1 over 6. Of course, the power will affect this, the power will affect this. And then we now have this to be equal to 64. I will break this 64 down now, but you can decide to go and obtain the 6th root of 64. If you have calculator, you can invoke that command in your calculator, 6th root, just like you have square root, cube root. But it's a waste of time. If you have good knowledge of all this, your basic math, you know, squares and square root, cube and cube roots, okay, 4th root and the rest of them, nothing is there. It's very simple. If I am looking for 6th root of 64, the answer will be that number you will multiply by itself. How many times? 6 times in order to get 64. So I put it to you, which number will you multiply by itself 6 times so as to get 64? 2 is the number. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And you know, most of all these things, some of you are not aware of them. And that is why any little thing you run to carry calculator, you don't need that. Go and work on your multiplication. Whether other people tell you or not. Whether other people tell you or not. Whether your teachers tell you or not. Whether you think you're in advanced level university or not. I don't care about it. Go and work on your multiplication. And you would see how life of calculation and any calculation subject, maths inclusive of course, will become 1 plus 1 for you. You will be quick to understand, you know, calculation concepts. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So you have 8 here. You know, there are various ways anyone can choose to multiply this to get the answer fast. 8 times 8 will give you 64. So if you take the 6th root of 64, you're going to get 2. Because it is 2 that you can multiply in 6 places to get 64. No time to waste. From this 64, now I can write 64 as 2 raised to power 6. 64, 2 raised to power 6, then raised to power 1 over 6. And this 6 we cancel. Still another approach to rate if you want. Then if you come over to this, you know that this 6 and this 6 we cancel. This will be r raised to power minus 1. And r raised to power minus 1 is the same as the inverse, because negative index, you take the inverse, 1 over. So this thing is 1 over r if you simplify it. And of course, that's the result. Therefore, cube root of 64r to the power of minus 6 raised to power half is equal to 2 over r, or simply 2r raised to power minus 1. But let the option decide for you how to present the final answer. But of course, if it is theory question directly, this is how your examiner will prefer the answer to be, not 2r raised to power minus 1. We are done with our class tonight, and I hope you learned something wonderful. And we are done with everything about indicial expression. If you see any problem on indices, you can play with it. Nothing is there. You can. Are you following right? And the next class, we are going to be looking at indicial equation. Indicial equation. That, of course, is next week, Monday. On Wednesday, of course, you know I'll be coming on live for chemistry. Okay? Coming on live for chemistry. Now, previous class in chemistry, we looked at the application of valence electron to determining an element that is a metal, the one that is non-metal, the group of an element, and we use the number of shells to determine the period of an element. We'll still learn more about further importance of valence electron on Wednesday. We are going to use it to determine the valency, and of course, how to write the correct chemical formula of a compound. Don't miss that class on Wednesday by 8 p.m. I'm going to give you just 1-2 assignments, okay? So you work on them. If you solve the assignments, you may decide to send your answer through the channel community. You go to visit channel on this, the homepage of GMAT 41's channel. You'll see visit community. Visit community. Click on it, and you can send me your solved work. You can snap and send me. Otherwise, in the comment section at the end of the class, you can type, you know, your answer. But I'll prefer to see how you solved the question. Assignment. Simplify the following. simplify the following. And please do not forget, for those in SS1, SS2, SS3, that's grade 10, grade 11, grade 12 in Oka, Anambra State, you can register with GMAT 41 Special Science College. Contact GMAT 41 to get information about that and come over and register. Join us, like I said, let's coach you to breathe and speak science. No time. Our students are always excellent in their works. Yes, they're always excellent at all levels of education, primary school level, secondary, and university level. GMAT is known for that. Let's help you out. All right, simplify the following. By the way, our fees is very well affordable. So make sure you come right away and get registered. We have limited slots, right? We have limited number of entry. So the earlier, the better. First come, first serve. So this is the question. One of the questions is this: cube roots of 64. This bracket 64, a raised to power 3, close your bracket, then raised to power minus 1. Then number 2, remember we had solved the question of this kind, giving us 3. Question number 2, 3 raised to the power of minus 5n times 27 to the power of n plus 1 all over 9 to the power of 1 minus n. The very first question we solved today was something like this, and I used 2 different approaches. Okay, use the 2 methods to solve it and see if you get the same answer. Then question number 3, 81 all over 16 to the power of minus 1 over 4, and then times 2 to the power of minus 1. Remember, like I said, I'll be live on the GMAT 41's basic class channel tomorrow to teach addition and subtraction of fraction. You can join us if you need to learn something new on that topic. Then that same tomorrow, I'll have a live class with 1, 2 of GMAT 41, or 1 or 2 or more of GMAT 41's special science college students. We are going to brainstorm live, and they will come on live where I will quiz them. Like I said, the approach to our study at GMAT 41 Special Science College will remain unmatched by any other. Yes, it's a promise, and I'm going to deliver on that. I'll be seeing you tomorrow, those that will connect to the basic class if you wish. However, on this channel, I'll still come on live, but not to teach. I'm going to have quiz section time with our student. You will enjoy it, so you can still connect. See you. You have a lovely night rest, okay? Chukwemeka Chilaka, how are you? Welcome to join the class. I didn't see your greeting on time. I hope you're doing fine, right? Okay, guys, go and take your night rest. Remember to go through what we've treated today, all right? Remember to go through it. Your exam questions, if you're going for any professional exams, if they are testing you on indices, some of the questions will come from this indicial expression. And if you understand what we have done now, you can deal with any of their questions. If you have any question anytime after, this class, if you have any question on this, on indicial expression, feel free to send it to GMAT 41. How do you send it to me? Not on WhatsApp. Take note, not on WhatsApp. Use the channel community. The same way your WhatsApp operates, Facebook, all these your social media stuff, YouTube also have an avenue for that. And I want us to know how to make use of this channel community. So on the homepage, you will see visit channel. Tap on that visit channel. Then anything you want to submit to me, you want to give to me, if it's a question or whatever, you can actually send it to me there, okay? And I will respond to you. So take note of that.